I'm streaming in two different spaces tonight for our live cast, over on Instagram and over on Facebook. And I am going to quickly share this video over into my oils group. And if you are watching the replay or coming in live, feel free to say hi in the comments. If you're watching the replay, I would love to know what stood out to you about this live cast, anything that resonated with you. Maybe you're going through a similar situation, or maybe you haven't tried one of these oils yet and are excited to get it. And so tonight we are going to be talking about wintergreen and lime essential oil. And it's funny because tonight, before this live cast, I did not have a planned topic. And so when I don't necessarily, I like to, for my topics, I like to either have someone come on and kind of just chat about one of the passions that I'm super interested in, and that I know my audience will be interested in, or I like to meditate on it and really give myself understanding of what people need to hear, what it is I should talk about. But I was reminded from my mentor that it can be super simple, and I can just share what it is that I'm going through and what oils are currently helping me, and it will resonate with someone and it will help someone who's maybe going through something similar. And so I'm thankful for that reminder, and it totally aligns with the topic that I'm going to be on here talking to you guys about, which is to surrender, to stop trying to control what it is that needs to happen, how things have to look. And yeah, and so it's funny, before all of this happened, before I was reminded of this, I actually put wintergreen, 1 drop of wintergreen and like 4 drops of lime in my diffuser, because I knew wintergreen was the oil of surrender and lime is the oil of a zestful life. And so I was like, what perfect oils to pair together for how I'm feeling right now. And I'm also going to apply our Deep Blue Soothing Blend, which has wintergreen in it, as well as fractionated coconut oil, peppermint, ylang ylang, helichrysum, blue chamomile, and osmanthus, blue tansy as well. And so I'm just going, I've been kind of noticing and bringing awareness to myself clenching my jaw lately. So I like to rub Deep Blue whenever I'm just feeling that I'm holding on, that I'm stressing, that I am just tensing and not really tuning into how the present moment is going. So that was a lot of today, not really, well, catching myself when I wasn't being present, and then catching myself when I was clenching my jaw. But Deep Blue is really great for that. I also, for any head tension, like to apply it to my hairline, as well as my neck and shoulders, which I might just do that really quick right now too, as people might be jumping on. But yeah, this is just super cooling, and I love that it has wintergreen in it, that I can share with you guys a little bit more about these 2 oils. So I had no intentions really of getting wintergreen. It wasn't on my like top 10 oils to get when I first started. I didn't know much about it until I got the Emotions and Essential Oils book. That's when I knew, as well as the I Am Fabulous book, that this was a great oil to have for blends, like roller bottle blends that have to do with surrendering. And yeah, so it's a great blend for roller bottles as well as diffusing. And so I later was kind of looking to explore different oils within my collection. And so I got wintergreen, and I like looking up what these oils do emotionally if I don't already know when I get them in. So sometimes I'll get an oil for their physical benefits. So yeah, so wintergreen can also be really great for soothing sore muscles as well. And so I was curious to look it up in my emotions book. So I wanted to just kind of read a little bit about the oil of surrender for you guys in case you're kind of going through periods of trying to control things. Maybe you're feeling weak-willed, you feel the need to be right, maybe you're holding on and clenching your jaw, and maybe you have excessive self-reliance. So you're relying so much on yourself, you're putting so much pressure on yourself to get the things you need to get done, as well as not really asking for help or asking your higher power of that source energy, that divine energy that's all around you, for some guidance. And so it says, wintergreen is the oil of surrender. It can assist the strong-willed in letting go of the need to know and the need to be right. It takes great internal strength to surrender to a higher power. Wintergreen imbues the soul with this strength and teaches it how to let go and be free of negativity and pain it holds on to. So I actually was also just on a call with one of our oil team members, giving them a little lifestyle overview and helping them with their essential oil kit that they just got started with. And one of the things we talked about was, so aside from oils, how can we really train our mindset to be more positive? How can we help ourselves to show up every day with our high spirits, with our high energy, our high vibe living? And it's giving me chills right now because it's so much of why I got into essential oils, because I wanted to understand why I was feeling so low. I wanted to understand why I was in that victim mentality, why life had to be the way it was, and why just what these emotions meant and how I could kind of learn how to deal with them. Looking back, I had no idea how far I would come. Hi, Kayla, I see you joining. No idea how far I would come with my mindset, which is just so amazing. But I think that's the power of, so I was on this call and we were talking about just kind of shifting our mindsets. And so this wintergreen oil literally talks about how to be free of negativity and how we can let go of those things, those thoughts, those thought patterns that we've learned over time, how we can let go of those. And it invites us to surrender our strong opinions. So I was also someone who I just thought things had, like, I just learned them one way and I thought that was the right way. And I would try so hard to kind of push my beliefs on other people too, because I believed so strongly in them and I felt so passionately towards them. And so I think sometimes we can get stuck in this closed-mindedness and not really seeing or letting go of how things have to be or how they have to work out. And wintergreen can really help with that. For example, too, like I'm also like job searching at the moment too, and I keep wanting to stay open-minded and what that has to look like, what my outcome's going to be, and where I'm going to work when this current job ends. And even today, like, there was an opportunity that presented itself, and I could either just be fixated on this one path in my head that it has to look like, this is why it's ending, this is what I thought it was going to lead to. But instead, today I was really able to kind of shift that and be more open-minded into what could this other option look like? What are the benefits? What don't I like about it? What do I like about it? And I could just feel this like free feeling, this lightness come over me, and just when I would tune into what it is that I would want, and that when I stopped worrying about, I let go of the shoulds. I let go of how things had to look because society says it has to look this way. And I think that can go for more than just like our jobs. It can be in relationships of what maybe our parents or like these are just ways people think it should be. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we want to feel supported. We want to feel appreciated. We want to feel successful. And I think letting go of expectations people might have for us and letting go and surrendering to it's all going to work out. It's worked out so far. And just surrendering to that higher power, that higher you that's in your heart. That's what wintergreen is for. I'm getting super deep with this one. That's okay. Wintergreen also reminds us that you do not have to face life on your own, like I just said. There's a constant invitation to surrender your burdens to a higher power. All that's required is to release and let go. So even with that physical tension, just like me applying it to my jaw, wintergreen can really assist in that. Just release and let go, release and let go. And it also teaches us that one can turn our hardships over to that power greater than ourselves, so they do not have to carry this burden of life alone. So it really promotes feelings of surrender, letting go. You're more teachable, you're more open-minded, because you're clearing that idea of what it has to look like. And that's something on my spiritual journey that I've had to retrain my mind a lot on, is the shoulds. And are these really my beliefs? Are they someone else's? Is this fear really mine, or is it someone else's? So this can be a great oil for that as well. And then lime essential oil. Lime is the other one that I wanted to talk about. So this oil is the Zest for Life. Obviously, it's green. It's a nice citrus oil. I love putting this one not only in my diffuser, but also a couple drops in my water if I'm taking a bath, or a stainless steel water bottle or a glass mason jar like this one are great options. So if you just need a good mood booster midday, mood booster in the morning, this one will bring you a lot of zest for life. So I'll read a little bit about it to you from this book. Lime imbues the soul with a zest for life. When an individual has been weighed down by discouragement or grief, lime elevates them above the mire. It instills courage and cheer in the heart and reminds them to be grateful for the gift of life. Lime cleanses the heart, especially when there has been an accumulation of emotional toxins due to avoidance or repression. So really allowing us to get honest with ourselves, as well as like clearing that emotional clutter that we're still holding on to. This oil revitalizes our heart space, giving room for light and joy. It clears discouragement and thoughts and feelings related to loss of the will to live. Lime shines light on our inner motives hidden in the heart and encourages emotional honesty. So that one also touched my heart, because this is a heart-opening oil, but also just the loss of will to live. I think sometimes we can have some really tough days, and our minds can either be our best friends or our worst enemies. And I think we have to kind of choose what we want them to be and surround ourselves with loving thoughts. Another example I gave on my call tonight was to write down on a Post-it note just some loving thoughts towards yourselves, loving affirmations or mantras that you find on Pinterest or Instagram that just really inspire you and that encourage you to live more joyfully, rather than these feelings that just weigh you down and really have you having a loss of will to live. So Andy's going to be walking in here shortly, but I'll just keep going. So lime can also assist the individual who has overly developed their intellectual capacities, but has neglected to develop themselves emotionally. This oil encourages balance between the heart and the mind. It clears congestion, not only physically, but also from the heart region, assisting one to feel safe and at home within your heart. So lime dispels apathy and resignation and instills hope, joy, courage, and determination to face all of life's challenges. So I'm kind of having like nostalgia of, I don't know if that's the right word, but kind of reading about lime and kind of comparing, which you shouldn't compare, but thinking back, reflecting on my past experiences with job searching and kind of just allowing my thoughts to get really low. Now I don't let them get to that point where I just like stew in that and victimize it and don't see a way out, because I have these tools. I have affirmations. I have Post-its surrounding me. I have oils diffusing that are automatically just going to raise my vibe and instill at least hope and joy in the moment. And also just having an oil that can really help you to surrender the outcome and know it's going to be okay, like a soothing blend, Deep Blue, can just be super helpful in times of stress and overwhelm and uncertainty. So that's a little bit about lime and wintergreen. If you guys have any questions about these two oils, there's a variety of different ways you can use these physically, but I wanted to come on here and specifically talk about surrender and bringing more joy into your life. So I hope it resonated with you. And if you know someone in your life, maybe they could use this little message, feel free to share or tag them in the comments. I really feel that we can help as a group reach more people. And I think if this resonated with you and you know someone that it could really resonate with, then that's kind of your duty to pass that on in a loving way, and just give them some hope and give them some light on maybe some of their toughest days. So I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Next Tuesday, I'm actually going to be having a guest speaker come on, so stay tuned for that announcement. I'm super excited. It's going to be, again, about essential oils, but more on spirituality and inner wisdom. And so I'm super excited to be able to provide that for you guys. So get excited, same time, 7:30 p.m. Central Time next Tuesday. And I look forward to talking to you guys then.